Welcome to Mr. English Cafe. Do you ever lie awake at 2 a.m. thinking about something you said 5 years ago? Maybe it was a mistake at work, a mean word to a friend, or a chance you didn't take. You feel that heavy weight in your chest that's regret. It's like carrying a backpack full of heavy stones every single day. But let me ask you, if your best friend made that same mistake, would you be this mean to them? Probably not. So, why are you being so hard on yourself? Hello everyone, and welcome back. I'm Joe, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. If you are new to the channel, we focus on personal growth and emotional well-being. Please take a second to hit the subscribe button and the like icon. It really helps us keep these heart-to-heart conversations going. Today, we are closing the month with a deep, important topic. We're talking about self-forgiveness. We all have ghosts in our past, things we wish we could change. Today, I want to help you put those ghosts to rest. We are going to learn how to stop beating ourselves up and finally move forward. Why is it so hard to forgive ourselves when we hurt someone else? We say, "I'm sorry," and try to fix it. But when we feel we've failed ourselves, we become our own harshest judge. Think about a real-life example. I once knew a woman named Sarah. Sarah missed the chance to say goodbye to her grandmother because she was too busy with a project at work. For years, Sarah carried that guilt. She stopped enjoying her successes because she felt she didn't deserve them. She was beating herself up every single day. Does that sound like you? Maybe you lost money in a bad investment. Maybe you ended a relationship poorly. We stay stuck because we think that by feeling miserable, we are paying for our mistake. But here is the truth. Being miserable doesn't change the past. It only ruins your future. We need to realize that the person you were when you made that mistake is not the person you are today. You were doing the best you could with the tools, the knowledge, and the emotions you had at that time. If you knew better back then, you would have done better. The fact that you feel bad now actually proves that you have grown. You're a better person now, and that's why that old mistake hurts. To help us find a way out, let's look at some powerful wisdom. The first is from Maya Angelou. If you don't know her, she was a world-famous American poet and civil rights activist. She faced incredible hardships in her life, but she became a voice of strength, she once said. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it. This is so deep because it addresses our lack of knowledge. When we look back, we use our current brain to judge our past self. But you didn't have this brain back then. You were like a student in a classroom. You cannot punish a child for not knowing how to read before they are taught. Maya Angelou is telling us to have compassion for that younger, less experienced version of ourselves. The second bit of wisdom comes from a very famous book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This book is all about mindfulness. Tolle explains that most of our suffering comes from living in the past or the future. He teaches that regret is a waste of time. It is the ego trying to control the past. The ego is that part of your mind that wants to feel important or in control. When we regret, we are essentially fighting with reality. We are saying, "It shouldn't have happened this way, but it did happen." By accepting the present moment, the now, we stop the war inside our heads. You cannot find peace in the past. You can only find it right here, right now. So, how do we actually let go? Let's dive deep into 3 practical steps. 1. Write a forgiveness letter to your younger self. This isn't just a quick note. I want you to sit down and actually address your past self as a separate person. Acknowledge the pain. Say, I know you were scared, or I know you were lonely when you made that choice. Then, explicitly state, I release you from this debt by putting it on paper. You move the guilt from your heart onto the page. It makes the forgiveness feel official. 2. Practice the compassionate friend mirror. We often have a voice in our head that says you're a failure or you're stupid. When that happens, I want you to stop and imagine your best friend standing in front of you, saying those exact words to themselves. Would you agree with them? No. You would hug them and say, it's okay, you're human. Deeply practicing this means catching your inner bully and replacing it with an inner friend. It takes time, but it changes your brain's chemistry. 3. Transform guilt into living reparation. Sometimes we can't fix a past mistake. Maybe the person is gone or the bridge is burned. Instead of drowning in guilt, turn that energy into a living reparation. If you regret being selfish in a past relationship, dedicate yourself to being the most generous person in your current life. If you regret wasting money, volunteer to help a charity manage theirs. This gives your mistake a purpose. It allows the bad thing to produce something good. To wrap up, regret is a heavy burden that serves no purpose. You are human, and humans are designed to make mistakes. That is how we learn. As Maya Angelou taught us, you simply didn't know then what you know now. And as Eckhart Tolle reminds us, the past has no power over the present moment unless you give it power. My final reminder to you is this: your mistakes are chapters in your book, but they are not the whole story. Don't close the book just because one chapter was difficult. Thank you so much for spending these 10 minutes with me. We've gone deep into the heart of regret and found the path to self-love. Before you go, I want to leave you with one inner deep question. What is one thing you would be able to achieve this year if you finally stopped punishing yourself for the past? Think about that. Really feel the weight lifting off your shoulders. If this episode touched you, please share it with one friend who needs a little kindness. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to support the channel. You deserve peace, and you deserve a fresh start. I'm Joe. Take care of your heart, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us. In this podcast, you've learned the following. Let's read aloud. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it. Regret is a waste of time. It is the ego trying to control the past. Regret is a waste of time. It is the ego trying to control the past. Explicitly, the company policy explicitly states that employees are not allowed to use office computers for personal business. I explicitly told him to wait for me at the entrance, but he still walked inside the building alone. The user manual explains explicitly how to assemble the furniture step by step to avoid any mistakes. Reparation: the judge ordered the chemical company to pay millions of dollars in reparation to the damaged village. Offering a sincere, handwritten apology was his first small step toward making reparation for his mistake. After the border war ended, the defeated nation agreed to pay heavy war reparations to its neighbor. Feel free to read it aloud. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave a comment below.